We need to change the narrative around mental health and mental illness. Why? Because, in general, but also, we are in an unprecedented time. In light of COVID, people that have never experienced mental illness or anxiety are experiencing it for the first time in their lives. And then those of us who have experienced it are seeing other people come into our space saying, I'm really anxious. I'm having these pains in my chest. I'm having anxiety. What is this? I've never experienced this. Now, those of us who have had it our whole lives are like, come in. Welcome to our homes, right? But how do we change that narrative so it's not new to people? Because you have to admit, when someone comes to you during a pandemic and says, I'm feeling anxious, my first thought is, imagine that. Because you really wish that we all could talk about this, right? So how do we change that? How do we make this something that we can all be more thoughtful about so that when it doesn't take a pandemic to really understand each other? Well, first of all, the suicide stats now are 300% higher, according to the National Foundation for Suicide Prevention. The CDC just did a study in June that has ages 18 to 24 on the rise for calls into the suicide hotline. Why? That's our college age kids. They don't know what's going to happen. No one in their lives have experienced anything like this, so they're at a loss. I don't blame them. Our government is a trash fire that is literally affecting the well-being and lives of queer and trans people, especially queer and trans people of color, every day. They are making changes and laws that physically will hurt them. We have less space and resources for things like therapy and other self-care things that we usually do to take care of ourselves, and we can't because we're in a quarantine. How can we change this narrative when our hands are tied behind our backs? Here's how. In Wizard of Oz, remember how the good witch told Dorothy at the end, you had the power inside all along. You just didn't know it. We are being forced to sit with ourselves during this time. So what powers do you hold? What powers do you have that maybe you can sit with yourself, explore them, and use them to empower other people, creating the safe space, creating a narrative? What powers do you have? Maybe because of your anxiety, you're really good at reading people. Maybe you've become an artist in your time because drawing helps you stay calm. Maybe you love taking long walks and talking to people that have pets that they're walking because it helps calm you. All of those things can be taken to the next level in order to create a different narrative, to start talking more and creating more comfort around mental illness and the discussion of mental health. So what are your powers? I can't wait to see.